Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
I put a lot of work into this and a lot of money.
But a Whitley County woman says some Grinches put a damper on her celebration by damaging her Christmas decoration.
If you're not feeling well, expect a longer wait at the doctor's office. The illnesses doctors and nurses say are causing them to be swamped.
How low will they go? Gas prices dropping again today. The price we found in one central Kentucky city. WKYT News at 11 starts now.
We begin tonight with a breaking news alert out of Frankfort. Good evening to you. Emergency crews are on the scene of a deadly crash. They say someone was hit by a car while crossing a busy road.
The crash happened about 8 o'clock tonight on Versailles Road near Walnut Street, and right now that road is still shut down. Jordan Valines just talked to police. She joins us live tonight from Frankfort with the breaking details. Jordan?
That's right. Crash reconstruction crews and the coroner are still on the scene here right now at the intersection of Walnut Street and Versailles Road. That's where we're told that a woman was hit and killed by a car earlier tonight. Now, around 8 o'clock tonight, we're told that the victim had just left work when she went to cross the roadway and was struck by a vehicle traveling eastbound on Versailles Road. The pedestrian was pronounced dead at the scene, and police are not releasing her name until the family is notified. Police say the driver of the vehicle, whose name is also unknown, was not injured in the accident. Officials on scene say there was low visibility at the time of the incident.
There is no crosswalk, and it's a fairly dark area. Although there are businesses there, it's not really well lit with street lights.
Now, police say this stretch of roadway here on Versailles Road will be shut down for at least another hour. Live in Frankfort, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Jordan, thank you. As we get more information, we'll pass it on WKYT.com and also in our morning newscast as well. She says it's been a Christmas tradition at her home for 25 years. A Whitley County woman turns her home into a winter wonderland, but she says some Grinches tried to ruin it this year.
Vandals damaged Christmas lights and other decorations at her home, along with her neighbors' homes in the Canada community. And tonight, they want to know why. Sam Smith has our top story at 11.
From a distance, it's almost like nothing happened here. Christmas decorations are standing and lights are in trees.
I put a lot of work into this and a lot of money.
Up close, you can see inflatable decorations were sliced and electrical cords were cut.
This is the first time anything's ever happened.
Letha Petrie didn't want to go on camera. She's been decorating her home for 25 years. She's in her 80s and does it all by herself. This is what her home looked like 4 years ago. It's a sight folks in the area look forward to every year.
Very first one to put them up each year.
Yep. When you see her lights go up, you know it's time.
So when her lights were cut, neighbors were furious.
I was mad this morning whenever I was told, because this is an awful good lady that it was done to.
The decorations here at this home were not the only ones to be vandalized. I talked with another homeowner. She says she saw one of the vandals running away with her wreath. That woman says it was a teenage boy with a brown coat. The belief in the area is that several teens are behind these acts of vandalism. Petrie will not let vandals stop her Christmas spirit.
Now I'm going to try to get them all back up.
She'll do that with donated lights and help from her neighbors. In Whitley County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Well, depending on the weather, Petrie plans to have those decorations back up tomorrow.
From the flu to strep throat to stomach bugs, many of you probably know someone who's been dealing with one of these illnesses lately. Doctors and nurses tell us they've been overwhelmed with patients the last week, but they're treating as many people as they can. They say that most of the illnesses they're treating are the ones we just mentioned, along with the common cold. Workers at the Little Clinic in Richmond say the number of patients has doubled the last few weeks. They're now seeing as many as 70 people a day.
This reminds me of a few years ago when they had the big H1N1 flu outbreak, when we'd seen numbers that high. We're seeing some similar numbers in our clinics now.
Workers at the Little Clinic tell us that many of their patients told them their regular physician was already booked, so they came to the clinic. They also say their wait times has been as long as 2 or 3 hours. A Pulaski County nursing home continues to be hit hard by the flu. The Pulaski County Health Department says 14 people and 3 staff members at Summerwoods have now been diagnosed with the flu. State health leaders consider that an outbreak. Summerwoods leaders say that many residents and workers did receive a flu shot this year, but some still got sick.
There's been a drift from that particular strain, so the flu vaccine isn't necessarily as effective this year as it could have been.
Summerwoods leaders also say the flu cases there make up less than 3% of their population. They're asking visitors to spend less time with patients for now and to wash their hands frequently.
It looks like our weather will be a lot more active in the coming days, starting with some cooler temperatures moving in. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look now at your forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Amber, yeah, the chilly temperatures still roughly 18 hours away from us or so. Won't get in here till tomorrow afternoon, but in the short term, they're being introduced by some gusty winds and rounds of showers that are on the move. On Live First Alert Defender, let's get into it, show you what is going on. You've been hearing some of those raindrops on the rooftop. Leading edge of this action now around Morehead State University, Flemingsburg to Frenchburg, and points to the west, right on top of the east side of Lexington. Locally heavy downpours coming at us in waves. You get a minute or two of some raindrops on the rooftop, and it's on its merry way from there, and things calm down for a while. Richmond down to Berea, not a whole lot of action. Southern Kentucky, most of the shower action now into parts of Clay County and Leslie County, though to our southwest, just creeping into parts of McCreary County and Wayne County now. A little thunder shower action coming out of the volunteer state of Tennessee. Actually, we're tracking some thunderstorms not too far away from Monticello earlier today. It's an indication, I should say, of just what a storm system we are dealing with. Now, it doesn't have a whole lot of moisture to work with, though it has a very nice representation showing up on Defender with that little curlicue right on top of the St. Louis area and north. The colder air is dumbbelling in behind that, so your Tuesday forecast, a few showers, steady temperatures, upper 40s. We are warmer in the morning than we are for the trip home tomorrow afternoon as temperatures set to fall with showers that will continue. Guys, when I come back in a couple of minutes, we're tracking the potential for winter weather.
All right, Chris, we'll see you in just a bit. 3 train cars derailed and tumbled into a creek after police say the ground gave way under the tracks.
That happened early this morning along Stoner Creek in downtown Paris. The train was hauling coal. No one was injured in the derailment. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the ground to give way, but police say the tracks were built on a high wall that's more than a century old. Once crews finish removing the cars, they'll have to figure out if a sewer line below was damaged.
Raw sewage may be dumping in the Stoner Creek, and also coal is in the Stoner Creek. EPA is here, and that's what their biggest concerns are at this point.
The EPA says at this point the drinking water has not been contaminated in Paris. CSX workers hope to have trains running through Paris again by tomorrow once they reroute the tracks.
Students and teachers at a Central Kentucky high school are remembering a teenager killed in a crash. 17-year-old Colton Burris died Saturday after investigators say he lost control of his truck. He was on his way to take the ACT. Burris was a student at Harrison County High School and a member of the junior ROTC program. This morning, his fellow cadets asked school administrators if they could lower flags to have staff in his honor.
When you lose somebody that's your own age like that, and somebody that you're that close to, they have a really hard time processing it.
People who knew Colton say he wanted to go to college and become an officer in the military. Grief counselors were on hand at Harrison County High School today. A memorial service was held tonight for a University of Pikeville student athlete who died after an accident. 21-year-old Tyler Williams played baseball for UPike. He died from injuries he received in an ATV crash Friday night. More than 100 people attended tonight's service. Many of them said Williams left a good impression on everyone he met.
Was just a great leader, a great student, a great athlete, an awesome Christian, a guy that led by example.
Williams was also a star athlete at Belfry High School. His visitation will be held at that school tomorrow night from 6 until 10. The funeral will also be at the school Wednesday afternoon at 1.
The committee that will screen candidates for Fayette County School Superintendent is now set. Tonight, school board member Darrell Love was appointed to the committee to make sure the panel included a racial minority. This morning, a coin toss determined the parent representative for that committee. After an PTA election ended in a tie, Sharon Mofield Boswell won the coin toss. Certified staff members Mary Beth Gaines and Jessica Heiler will also be on the committee, along with classified staff member Julianne Mullins and Beaumont Middle School principal Kate McAnally. Gas prices still falling across Kentucky tonight, and in some places they're getting close to $2 or under a gallon. This is what we found in Paris tonight. Some gas stations there have dropped the price to $2.02. Oil prices fell again today. A barrel of oil now less than $56. You can find the cheapest gas prices in your area by going to WKYT.com.
Tonight, much of the Philadelphia area is on edge after a shooting rampage left 6 people dead in 9 minutes. The latest on the search for the man police say is responsible.
And then it lasted more than 16 hours, but tonight a hostage situation in Australia Cafe has come to an end.
Tonight, police in Pennsylvania are still looking for a man they say killed 6 people, including his ex-wife.
Police say the man went on a shooting rampage this morning in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Marley Hall has the latest on the manhunt.
Police with heavy weapons surround a home in Souderton, Pennsylvania, north of Philadelphia. They were looking for 35-year-old Bradley William Stone, who is accused of fatally shooting 6 people and injuring several others before disappearing early Monday morning. Police say Souderton was the first stop on a pre-dawn rampage across 3 towns that killed Stone's ex-wife, her mother and grandmother, and 3 other relatives. Bullet holes pocked the wall of Nicole Stone's home, where she lived with their 2 children. A neighbor who did not want to be identified spoke with the CBS station in Philadelphia.
I heard 4 gunshots, and I heard the kids screaming, "Mommy, no, we want my mom." I opened my window and I asked him, was everything okay? And he looked at me and just said, she's hurt pretty bad. We gotta go, we gotta go.
At approximately 5 in the morning, shortly thereafter, Mr. Stone delivered his 2 daughters to a neighbor in Pennsburg. That is the last time he was seen by anyone.
Police recovered Bradley Stone's car and cell phone. They're warning the public that the former Marine is considered armed and dangerous.
As we stand here right now, we do not know where he is.
People are asked to remain inside and keep their doors locked as the search continues. Marley Hall, CBS News, Harleysville, Pennsylvania.
And at one point tonight, police even locked down a YMCA near Philadelphia as they searched the nearby area for Stone. A hostage situation in Sydney, Australia has ended with 2 hostages and the gunman dead. The gunman held hostages for more than 16 hours in a cafe before police heard a number of gunshots inside, and that's when they stormed inside. Investigators say that 4 people were injured, including a police officer. Police say that they had not raided the cafe when they did, more people would have been killed. At one point, police say 17 hostages were in the cafe. Police have identified the gunman as a self-described cleric. Originally from Iran, he had a lengthy criminal record.
Tonight at 6, a WKYT investigation looked into what's being done to help homeless veterans in Lexington. Volunteers at homeless shelters tell us they've been seeing more veterans in recent months, and many of you have asked us how you can help. One way is through the Back a Vet program. You can stuff toiletries and other supplies into a backpack and drop them off at any Community Action Council location. We have more information for you on WKYT.com.
A program that helps thousands of families around the Bluegrass will begin later this week. The 19th annual Faith and Community Christmas Store will open on Wednesday through Friday at the Southland Christian Church campus on Richmond Road. Volunteers spent today getting everything set up. Less fortunate families are allowed to choose free gifts from the store for their children. And the Christmas store still needs some help.
We need the donations. We need their hands and hearts. Come on, Lexington, we can do this again. Last year, 18,000 children were shopped for.
I like that. We need your hands and hearts. The Christmas store needs donations of toys, board games, sporting goods, and clothes. And for more information, just go to WKYT.com.
I'm not sure Jenny Ramsey ever rests, bless her heart,
No,
but she does good work.